I would just check if one of you just please confirm that this streaming is happening so that we are good to go once people started joining. Also, this recording is supposed to help us to use later. Let's say, starting from today till the hackathon date, people who are registering and want to understand the code base of Keyshade, they can refer this recording on YouTube. So even though few people join, it might help more people in the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, can you see the streaming, the screen sharing option?
Okay, let me check.
Yeah, it is just left. The icon is left to the open chat.
Yep.
So, yeah, we can wait one more minute and then uh, I will hand over. I would request Rajdeep to start this code
Yep.
walkthrough.
Sure.
Starting from what is Keyshade, why did it started, a brief history, and then the code walkthrough. So just to make sure, the people who are on YouTube, can you just confirm on the chat if you can hear me or Rajdeep? Rajdeep, feel free to say something.
Hey guys. Uh,
I think there's a delay between the stream and the current meet.
I yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is a delay.
I'll just check the chat section and see if something is coming and from the people on. We have heard a positive message from the people on YouTube. It's just 5 people though, but we can begin. Rajdeep, uh, I mean, I
All
don't
right.
want to take
All
this
right.
long time, introduction.
Yeah, I
Feel
agree.
free
Yeah,
to
I agree.
start.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
thanks.
It's okay. So, okay. Hello everyone. I am Rajdeep. So I've been I've been developing Keyshade for almost, I guess, well, it's 2 years now. So we began when I was in my college, I guess, probably in my third year. I was appearing for my semester exams when I kind of got bored. Uh, uh, I don't like reading books that much, so I got bored, and then I don't know, maybe it was by luck or by I don't know what happened, but then the next day was my cryptography exam, and so yeah, I was studying algorithms for encrypting things and then how to make things more secure. So I got bored and then I started thinking that maybe we can use this concept in some place that would help the developer community. Back then, I was also interning, so I had like I severely faced the issue of managing my environments because we were a small team. Even though we were a small team, we constantly changed our configurations both on the cloud and the local development environment. So then, yeah, that was constantly bugging me. And then suddenly I was starting to see that oh, I guess I got muted. I don't know what happened. Anyways, hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
All right, great, nice. So yeah, so that's when I was thinking about what I can make with encryption and cryptography. So that's when the idea of Keyshade that came to my mind. I didn't I just wanted it to be a side project that I can show off to my friends and probably to my recruiters in the future when I'm trying to get placed or something. So yeah, I started with that. I texted someone who happened to be my friend and my junior at my college. So he heard the entire thing. He was a bit confused, so I kind of drew diagrams and then I wrote a simple code file in Node.js and then I sent it over to him to verify the idea. And he said like it looks really legitimate. And then yeah, it's really nice. And we surely can make an open source project. I mean, we could make a project out of it. And we did have the idea to make it open source because we were new to it back then. So yeah, we started it like that. We were developing the app. We didn't think anything about the future, anything about the plans, or anything in that matter of fact. But yeah, it just started rolling, and then slowly, like after 2 or 3 months, we saw that a lot of people are dropping stars on our repository, which really surprised us a bit that the side project was gaining traction. Then slowly and steadily, people also started contributing to our project, which was even more strange. And that's when I asked someone that maybe we should not just keep it a side project, or maybe we should give it a name, give it a proper identity, and make something out of it. Um, Oh, no worries. So yeah, so that's when, officially Keyshade was recognized among us. So we started it, and then from then till now, like we started from nothing, and today we have like we have the recognition, and we feel that the support and the love that we got from the community, it really overwhelmed us. Last time I mean, this is our second time to FOSSHack. The last season in 2024, we got so much of PRs that it really, I mean, I was sleepless for like 3 or 4 days, I guess. I was constantly reviewing PRs and then chatting with the contributors, making sure that things go smooth. I mean, I never expected any of it, to be honest. And this time around, it's even more. I mean, the back at like 2024, it was just the hackathon week that I was sleepless. And this time, even before the hackathon commenced, I've been I mean, Keyshade has been flooded with PRs, and then I mean, my entire weekend went inside reviewing the PRs and then making sure things don't mess up. And yeah, I mean, so I would really like to add to that.
Yep, I mean, FOSSAC has been really great for us because, well, we found one of our first batches of our interns. So there was a guy called Mutasi. So yeah, he did some huge chunk of updates to our repo, and we really liked his contribution. And yeah, we decided to hire him. So yeah, we even got our first contributors from him.
I mean, all right, nice. Okay. All right. So, I guess I mean, someone would you like to share your screen, or should I go ahead with it?
I can do one thing. I can just share my screen and walk them through the front end part of the things first,
Okay,
and then you
all
can,
right. Yeah, maybe I'll just follow them. No worries. Yeah, I can
okay,
just go ahead.
okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so I hope that you guys can see my screen.
Yes, it's clear. It's visible.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Keyshade is completely based out of TypeScript, and we use a monorepo structure. And for maintaining the monorepo, we are using a tool called turborepo. So if you want to contribute, you will see that we have two folders. One is app, one is packages. Now, packages is collection of some libraries that we have built in house, so that other applications can use it within this monorepo. And then you have the apps. Now, within app, if you want to contribute to the front end part of the things, you will see there are two other folders. One is platform and another is web. Web is basically the landing page that we maintain, and platform is the main application. So both our web and platform both uses Next.js. To be specific, we are currently at Next.js 13, and yeah, we have plans to migrate it to the latest version. Uh, and all the file structures are structured according to the Next.js's documentation. So we're using app routers. This is the authentication page is the main page, and I mean, if you are aware of how Next.js file routing works, it will be very easy for you to figure the whole thing out. So to start the front end repository, like the front end application, you first need to start Docker. So my Docker is already running. Then what you need to do is you have to start the API. And once the API is up, you have to start the platform.
One thing I like to put in is there are a few commands that you need to run before starting the API and the platform,
Right.
which is
So
you need to
yeah.
build a few packages and get the Docker Compose up and running.
Yep. So if you are very new to this repository, you might see some issues saying that schema not found and stuff. So to figure out how the whole local setting up thing works, you can visit our documentation. We have documented the whole thing, except we haven't added something that is you have to build the schema first and also the API client uh, for the front end application to run, and schema for both the front end and the API client to run. Okay, so once the things are up and running, you can visit the localhost and it will start your application. Yep. So yeah, this is the platform that we have. Uh, so you guys, so if you are really looking to contribute, you guys can um, visit our GitHub repository, look into the issues, and from there you have to look for issues with label platform. So if you search for it, you'll find all the issues related to the platform and the front end. So yeah, you can just take up any issue and start contributing. So yeah, I mean this is what we have on the front end, and I think Rasif would walk them through the CLI and how the API client works.
Yep, sure. I'll share my screen.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So I guess it's visible, right? Okay. I'll just zoom in a bit. Okay. So as you can see, we have 4 applications as of now: the API, CLI, platform, and the web. There are a few supporting packages that allow us to, develop our applications. These are internal tools basically, that help us, better orchestrate our application. So the schema folder that, I mean, the schema package that someone just talked about, it is just simple Zod schemas, okay, that uh, you know that specify the types of entities and the request and the response types. For instance, this is how the request schema looks like for when you want to create an integration, and the response as well. So this is how the entire package is organized, just based out of request and response schemas. There is the API client, which sits in between between the platform CLI and the API. So whenever the platform or the API tries to make any call to the API, it would use the API client to make the calls. So so whenever any changes happen to the API, let's say the parameter of a request URL got changed, the variable name got changed. So in that case, you don't need to go and update all of the separate packages. You can just go inside, head over to the controller that you updated. For instance, let's say you updated the secret controller. So you go inside here and then you update the URL, and then it's good to go. You don't need to change anything else. Everything will be
Uh,
working.
Rasip, sorry for interrupting, but I think
Yeah.
someone has requested to increase the size of the texts.
All right, sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's quite small.
Yes. Yeah.
I hope it's better now. Mm, yeah, this is another separate package that we have been working on. This is for the CLI itself, but then it is maintained separately because it's a very big module. We didn't include it in the CLI. I'll get started with the API and how it's organized. Our API is being built with Nest.js, okay, and it's also like TypeScript enabled, so everything is statically typed. Everything is inside modules in here, if you notice. So and if you open up any module, then you'll find a few definite components. The first one is a controller, which, it's self-explanatory. The service layer contains the business logic of things. DDOs are, these are optional, but then most of the modules have them. So whenever you send a request body to any of the controllers, it goes through the DTOs. So if I open this up, you'll find something like this. It's very simple as well. um, and then there are tests, which is, the E2E test for this module, which you can find inside this. So anytime you make a change to, let's say, um, any of the controllers in this module, you just go inside and change the respective tests as well. So if you add something to the module, then you need to add the tests. So it just goes like that. Um, then there comes the CLI, which is again built using TypeScript. Uh, CLIs generally don't have a strict pattern that they follow, but then I've made sure that things are very strict in the CLI as well, because I feel that it's very important to follow standards. And also, apart from that, we are using Commander.js on the CLI. So if you go inside the source folder and then go inside commands and base command.ts, this is, you can consider the file, the entry point function calls. So if you go inside index, you'd find that this is this file. Okay, all of these commands are the child of this class. So this follows the entire CLI application, follows a class-based approach. So the base command is an abstract class, and then it has got a ton of functions inside here. None of them are related to uh, any framework or anything. These are all created by us. So all of these functions are being overridden inside these commands. So if I go inside the init command, you'd find that for instance, let's go to the get name function. So this returns the name of the command. So if I go inside init, you'd see that the name is init. So when you run the command, it would be like Keyshade init. So this is how the command would look like. Let's say there are nestings. So for instance, if I say Keyshade secret update, so as you can see, this is a nested approach. So you'd find this command again in here. Like if you go inside source commands, then you'd go to secret, and then you'd find that there are other commands as well. Okay, so what you do is you can just go inside here, and the secret, like the subcommands, are stored inside here. So any command that has got subcommands to it, you just need to override this. Where to go? Yeah, you need to just override this function to add the subcommands. So for instance, in secret, we have overridden this, and then as the values we have passed in the subcommands, which are again, like, child instances of the base command. So this is how the entire thing is organized in the CLI. This approach has really helped us a lot in making sure things are organized and easy to look up. And yeah, this is how we are using our API client. So we're using the instance pattern. You're, I mean, feel free to Google that in case you don't know what it is. So this is how we are using the API. I'm sorry, calling the API. Yeah, and I guess there are two other packages. That was the CLI. Sound already demonstrated how the platform works, and the web is what you would find when you go to keyshade.xyz. That's what the web application serves. So yeah, that's all that is to there is to our application. um, we've tried to keep it as simple as it gets, as simple as possible, but then again, there will of course be issues that contributors would be facing. So in that case, we have the docs.keyshade.xyz domain up and running, serving the documentation. We have a Discord community, wherein all, contributors and potential users, they hop on and then chat with us. There is, we actively monitor the GitHub issues. So whenever you try to do something in there, if you tag us, or even if you drop a comment without tagging us, we'll be sure, feel be sure that we'll be checking out that comment anytime, within a day. So that's how we are doing things around in Keyshade. And yeah, would love to see contributions come in from your end. Yep, that's it from my end. So I guess, in case you guys have any queries, doubts, anything, just feel free to ask.
Yeah, we would really encourage you guys to ask any questions if you have.
So whoever are present here, if you have any questions at the moment, you can either text in the chat section or unmute yourself and ask the question. People who are on YouTube, same, you can drop the question on the chat. Meanwhile, if you are overwhelmed or you think you need some time and then the queries might come later, you could join the Telegram. Hari can share the link on the chat, and you can post your questions there. We'll figure out how we can. If Rajdeep and Sawan, you are on Telegram group, uh, you can directly take those questions, or we can
Yeah,
just drop you over email.
yeah. We have a very active community, so I think it would be better if they
Yeah.
join our Discord and ask the questions there, because
Yeah. So I think we have shared the link with the community link of Keyshade. We'll share again if somebody have any questions. You can join their community and put the questions there. Is
Great.
that what you were suggesting, Savan, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks. Yeah. Can you share the chat link right now itself so that people who joins see this streaming on YouTube, they can actually find out on the chat section right away.
Okay, let me just share the link for Discord. Okay, so I have dropped the link in the chat.
Thanks, Rasdeep. I'll forward this to the. How do I copy it? Control C. YouTube live stream chat as well, so that people who are watching us later could follow this and join the group.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I think this is end of this stream.
Yeah, I guess the stream would be really helpful with be saving this link because we do get a lot of queries about how to set up the project and run it locally. I guess this would be a lot of help to the contributors who are watching now and would be also trying to contribute later on. So yeah,
Yeah, we
this
will.
would be a great
I'm
help.
going to end this stream now. We can start the
Yep.
chat.